Can you explain the action that was taken here by council and why you supported that decision?
Well, really nothing changed tonight. We've had a ban on most consumer fireworks in the city of Dubuque as long as I've been alive. And with the recent state legislation that's caused these fireworks stands full of explosives to pop up all over our neighborhoods, all over our city. And which also included the ability to allow cities to reverse bans or to not have bans or to make their own choices as to whether to allow the use of those explosives in their cities. I kind of stood with history. We've done great for several decades without the private use of explosives, and I think that's where we ought to be. We've read in the last days about people losing body parts all across the state of Iowa. Now, that happened last year too, when this wasn't as controversial or front and center. I think it happened more this year. I don't have the numbers to back that up. Just from my own observations in my neighborhood, it was a lot louder this year. It's pretty hard to not assume if you can purchase something in the city of Dubuque that's licensed and legal to sell, that you ought to be able to go home and use it. But that's not the case. It hasn't been the case all week, and it's important that people get the message that that's not the case. We've got great fireworks shows for people to go to in and around Dubuque, and I hope people will avail themselves of those opportunities next year and do a little less of the homebrew shows.
And your thoughts on the action that was taken tonight by council deciding to continue the ban on the use of consumer fireworks?
Well, obviously, I came into this meeting hoping that we would have the ability to look at some other options in regards to our current ban, because as we've seen year after year, it's a continued issue. I think the problem is ongoing. I think it's only going to continue to get worse. The ban is an ordinance, but without the enforcement, without any deterrent of citizens using them illegally, all the concerns in regards to noise and what have you that you heard over this process are not going to be solved, not with what we did today. So we still have some work to do, I think. We may have to re-examine the ban itself and see how we can maybe, as Jake said, put a little more teeth to it, because right now because it hasn't been allowed, there's not a lot of effort to educate the public on how to use them safely. And I think if they were to be allowed, then that would be something that we could take on, and we could have a lot of public service announcements out there to really educate everyone on how to safely and responsibly use them within our community. But as it stands, again, it wasn't to be. The ban does remain. But again, I do still personally feel that we have some work to do there. I don't feel that this is going to solve the true issue at hand, and I hope that we can find a way to do so in the future.